In this video I'm going to show you how to use your autoresponder to set up a brand new campaign, and also I'll be giving you lots of tips as well. The first thing we need to do is come to our autoresponder to set up a brand new list. Now this is going to be showing you exactly how to set up a new list for your free gift and for your product. So this is going to show you how to set up a basic list so that you can start building your own email list from your blog and from solo ads, as I've shown you. If you've already got a list set up, then it's still worth watching this video, because I'm going to show you how I set up all my campaigns, so you may be able to take a few extra tips and find out exactly how I set up my campaigns. So it's definitely worth watching, even if you've already set your campaigns up for your products. So let's go to create and manage lists, create a new list. So what we're going to do is just name this obviously something relevant to your product. So for this example, let's just put your product, your product 1. And what I usually do most of the time, I include numbers in the list name, so then you can separate the prospects from the buyers. So usually number 1, most of the time this is, obviously if it's available, then number 1 will usually be the prospects, and number 2 will be the buyers, and then 3 will be maybe the upsell, 4 will be another product, obviously a buyers list. But usually if it's got no number at all, or if it's got a number 1, then I usually keep those for prospects. This is how I organise my list, and it's quite a simple way, quite an easy way to do it. So we're going to save this as your product number 1, and what you do is, and a nice little tip as well, what I tend to do is put little brackets here and then put your product there, so when they get an email from you, they can see what the email is about. Although your name will be there, if you've subscribed to a list to do with AdSense, then it could be called AdSense list, or making money with AdSense, or something like that. So this is a good little tip that I include in my campaigns as well. If you are subscribed to my Extreme Cash Profits, you'll see that I've got Extreme Cash Profits in there, so people know at a glance that that is what the email is about. So that's what I usually do. Your product, obviously your email address from notifications is when every time you get a brand new subscriber, you get an email, and I usually put new subscriber in there and my email. Okay, so save settings. So we've done that. You can put a description in there as well. It's entirely up to you. I'm not going to spend too long on this. Personalize your list. I don't usually bother with any of that. You want to try and keep things fairly simple. If you want to include Facebook and Twitter and all these extra icons and social media widgets, then by all means do that, but I don't. I like to keep things nice and simple. Confirmed opt-in. I usually turn this off. The reason why you must turn this off is because if you don't turn it off, then you're not going to be able to use a one-time offer. Save this. Confirmation success. You can leave that. It doesn't make too much difference if you leave that blank. Right, so we've done this. Confirmed opt-in. So what we do now, we've created our new list, which is your product number 1. And what we need to do as well, remember, is create a buyers list. Create a new list, because I'm going to set this one up, this buyers list up, just for an example, and I'm going to show you the automation feature. Your product 2. There you go, that's available, which is great. So again, you'd obviously fill this in, but you could put something a little bit different. Obviously don't put buyers list in here, because this is what your customers will actually see every time you get an email from them. So it's up to you if you want to put something else in there. I do, as I said a few moments ago, I always put something in there so people know it's from me. And then notifications, your name and email. So same procedure as the prospects list. However, when you come to confirmed opt-in, you want to leave that on, because personalize your list, don't worry about that. Confirmed opt-in, I'll leave this on. Okay, you must leave this on. It doesn't, obviously you're not going to be using one-time offers and any of that, because this is where people will be coming to download your product, so they have to confirm in order to get your emails and their actual product that they purchased. So save settings. So what you do now is you go to the automation feature, because what you want to happen is whenever somebody subscribes to your product number 2, you want them to unsubscribe from your product number 1. If you remember what I showed you in one of the earlier videos, it's important to do this because you want to obviously separate your buyers from your prospects, from the people that want free information to the people that become part of your customer base. So what we do, we go into automation. So what we do to number 2, what we do, we'll go to your product number 1 and then unsubscribe from your list product number 1 when lead subscribes to product number 2. Now this is the secret to automatically, remember what I said, your sales funnel needs to work on 99% autopilot. So this is what you do, save automation rule. So as soon as somebody downloads your product or opts into your download page to get your product, they will automatically get unsubscribed from your prospect list and they will be on your buyers list. So this is very important. Okay, so that's vital that you do this step. Now if we go to web forms, if you can see now that we're on your product number 1, so this is going to be your prospects list. We obviously need to create a web form. Now I'm not going to create anything fancy, I'm just going to do this quickly, very quickly, for an example. So we come in here, and what I do as well, this is another little tip, I always put first name only. This is what I usually do, because I don't like when people put their first and second name in. It confuses things. This is basically how I do it, so if you want to copy exactly how I set my campaign up, then by all means you can. First name only, save, and then I get rid of this thing at the bottom here because this is just a waste of space, and sometimes I get rid of that as well. And save web form. So first name and email is all you really need. Remember, this is the web form that you're building now so that you can put on your squeeze page. So what we do, settings, name this is going to be your main web form. So I just usually put your product squeeze, and that's usually good enough. And then thank you page, again this is very important because you need, this is probably the most important step, this is when you need to include your one-time offer. So your one-time offer, your one-time offer there, that has to be in there, because as soon as somebody subscribes to your list, you will automatically redirect them to your one-time offer, and this is how your sales funnel is going to function. So you want to save your web form. So everything's done. It doesn't appear to be valid. Okay, so let's put google.com in there, but this is obviously going to be your one-time offer. Okay, so now that's done. Just save that again. I'm not sure if that's saved. Yep, and then go to publish, and then you get your HTML. I will install my form, raw HTML, and then you've got your web form, and that's done. So that you then put this into your web page. In my case, I would go over to my extreme cash profits and obviously put that in this template here. And the next step that we need to think about is tracking. Now remember, one of the other videos that I showed you, in web forms, whenever we set up a new campaign, a new solo ad campaign, we name our new opt-in box, don't we? The name of the solo ad. Now this is your main squeeze page, so this is obviously what you're going to direct traffic to. But every time you set up a new campaign, like for a solo ad, and this also applies to different areas on your blog. Again, this is another vital tip. So say if you've got a blog and you have a sidebar and you've got an opt-in box in your sidebar, you can set up a brand new tracking link so you can track opt-ins just from your sidebar. Obviously it's all going to go to the same list, because this web form will create opt-in forms based on this list here. So it won't create any problems. All of your traffic will still go down the same funnel, but you'll just have different opt-in forms so you can track, and so you can identify the most profitable areas where your subscribers come from. And then in a few days or weeks time, or even months, you can see whenever someone makes a purchase, you can see which opt-in box that person come from, or which area around the internet they come from, if you've set different tracking links up, different opt-in boxes. But as I said, I would generally only ever use your blog to funnel traffic to your squeeze page. You can, if you use any external traffic methods, you can send traffic like directly from videos to your squeeze page. You can do that, that's fine, but I would recommend that you generate all your traffic to your blog, because as I said, your blog will act as a pre-selling tool, and then you can generate traffic or funnel traffic from your blog to your squeeze page that way, and you'll find that your traffic and your subscribers will be a lot more targeted and a lot more pre-qualified. So in here you can set up different tracking opt-in forms for your blog, so that's very important as well. Now if we go to your product number 2, remember this list here, product number 1 is your prospects list. This is where all of your prospects will come through, and then we'll get your free gift. Now let's go to our buyers list, which will be your product number 2. And what we do, create a new web form. Remember, when we set this up, the confirmed opt-in was on, wasn't it? That's important. So we've got our opt-in here. Again, we can change first name. We can change this first name only. You can do that if you like, and save, and then take this off here, take that off there, save web form. Now this particular link here, sorry, not link, opt-in box in front of you, this is going to be settings, this is going to be your download page. So I usually put download page in there. Thank you page, I usually put the smart video version because that's fairly cool. Excuse me. Download page, and then save a web form. I mean, you can put product download page or whatever, but I'll just leave it like that for now. And then we go to publish, and then again I will install my form, raw HTML, and then you include this into your squeeze page template. So whatever squeeze page template you use, you obviously just need to include this within your squeeze page so you can generate your opt-in form. Now this code here is for our download page, remember. So as soon as somebody makes a purchase, they will after they've paid with PayPal, they will be redirected to a download page. Now I'm going to show you an example of what I use for my download page. This is a very basic page, but remember, this type of page doesn't have to be anything fancy and special, because all you're doing at this point is giving people their actual product that they paid for. So it doesn't have to be anything special. All you need is a basic opt-in box and a little bit of text up here just to say thank you for purchasing the course or their product. Enter your name and email in the box below, and then they will do that. So this is when having a confirmed opt-in is important, because obviously you want all your buyers and all your customers to confirm their email, so they don't get put so all your emails don't go to their junk folders. It's obviously important, and this is how you need to do it. This is a very simple download page, but it works, and you don't need to make it any more difficult than what it is. This is all you need, is just a basic page. So for me, I generate my traffic to this page. They obviously go through. If they make a purchase, then they obviously come to my download page here, and then they enter their name and email, and then I will immediately send them all of my videos for free. Not for free, this is my product, sorry. So this is how you can set up your campaign and your products to do the exact same thing. So you set up your prospects list as we mentioned, and then you set up your buyers list. Use the automation rule, so as soon as they subscribe to product number 2, which is your buyers list, they will automatically unsubscribe from your prospects list. That's very important. You must segment your lists. So if we just quickly run through exactly what we've talked about in this video, we've set up a brand new campaign in your autoresponder. We've set up the automation feature, which I've just mentioned. It's very important. You can include your first name only in the opt-in box. That's a little tip that I use. Confirmed opt-in is only for your buyers lists. For your prospects list, it's obviously important not to have a confirmed opt-in, because you won't be able to use your one-time offer if you have a confirmed opt-in. Including, I mean, using your confirmed opt-in, you can still send people to a product after they've confirmed, but it generally doesn't work as well if you send people to their email first to confirm, and then you send them to a product after that, a one-time offer. It doesn't work as well that way. This is why I leave my confirmation off, and I automatically send people the moment they opt in. They get redirected. It works better for me, but again, you can test it and see what works best for you. Including a one-time offer URL in your setup, that's obviously important. Make sure you include a link. Tracking when you use solo ads, and whenever you use different opt-in boxes on your blog. I did briefly go through that. That's obviously very important. And your download page, I mentioned about having a basic page where your customers can download their product, and make sure that the confirmed opt-in is on on your download page but off on your prospects squeeze page. So that's it. There's a lot of information that I've covered in this video, but you can obviously watch it as many times as you wish until you get all the information. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.